guys, I'm Sync.
And I'm Echo.
And we are back once again playing Phoenix Wright Justice for All. We are nearing the end of this case. We have the choice to say if On Guard is guilty or not guilty. Are we going to hold up on what Maya wanted? Or are we going to kind of be a scum person and say he's not guilty? We'll find out now.
Either choice I make, someone's life is going to end. It's all hinges on what I choose.
Now then, Mr. Wright, let's hear the defense's final statements on this matter. If the person who hired the assassin is Adrian Andrews, then your client, Mr. Matt On Guard, is innocent. There's no need to ask, old man. After all, my lawyer's gonna say what I want, aren't you? Right.
I can't do this, but I have to decide something. I can't count on the evidence to help me anymore. I have to listen to my own heart. My client, Matt On Guard, is... Oh, dear God. I still wanted to prove that Matt broke the killer's trust by the transmission of... by planting that camera! And the only way to do that is to say he's guilty. Maya, I'm doing this for you because I would never be able to face you if I have let him go off scot-free.
We're waiting for your answer, Mr. Wright. Matt On Guard, your client deserves an answer.
Maya, I'm sorry. Matt On Guard is... Francisca! Francisca von Karma!
My client is Francisca von Karma! What are you doing? Ow!
You see now, don't you, Mr. Phoenix Wright? This is exactly why you should never take your eyes off of that scruffy fool.
Did you bring them? The final pieces? Do you have them?
You should know better than to ask that, Mr. Miles Edward. Oh, she's using the same treatment to Edward. Oh,
yeah.
Von Karma is perfect in every way. The evidence is here in perfect condition. Don't worry about Scruffy. He's fine, and his injuries are minor. All the items are inside this.
What a filthy old coat this is.
That's his coat!
That's his coat.
That's Gumshoes! I can spot his tattered rags anywhere. I apologize for its ugliness, but there's nothing else to wrap the items in. I fought long and hard this whole trial, all for what is inside that raggedy coat. I'm sure that what inside that coat lies a crucial piece of evidence. Your Honor, inside that filthy coat are the defense's final piece of evidence.
Your final evidence? This trial is already over. All that remains is for me to hand down my verdict. I do not believe any evidence presented now would change the outcome of this trial.
What?
Your Honor, it is our duty to examine every piece of evidence, down to the last. I request that Miss Von Karma is allowed to present these pieces of evidence.
Francisco, don't fail me now. Whip the judge if he won't let you.
I suppose you're all right, Mr. Edgeworth. I grant permission to do so.
It's only because the judge just sides with the prosecution.
However, this one obvious rule applies here. If these items do not bring up any new points, they will be not accepted by this court. Now, Mr. Von Karma, if you please.
These pieces of evidence are items left by the killer during his escape from the police.
He must have been in quite a rush.
Yes, Your Honor. The killer left 3 pieces of evidence. Somewhere among those evidence we're about to see, there will be something that will turn this whole situation around, like a miracle. I'm sure of it. That is all we can hope for. The first item is a pistol. Does this killer pistol have anything to do with this case? what's his name was choked. So there was no gunshots. So it's not needed. I'm pretty sure there were no guns involved in this case. There's no real benefit to hearing about it. Please present the next piece of evidence. Submitted by Francisca Var Karma.
Yeah.
The second piece of evidence is this videotape. I bet the killer took that from Unguarded Mansion. We want to question that. Remember?
Please.
There was a videotape missing. Remember?
Yes.
I just wanted to know what that is. Okay. Question for more details. Have you checked the contents of that tape? Unfortunately, there is no time to. Oh, yeah. But I would speculate that this tape is very important.
Why would you say that?
Because he came back to his hideout for it. The killer went back for it? That's right. It looks like he was trying to recover it. He injured 3 of the police officers at the site. But somehow it looks like they managed to protect it from the killer. Surely the killer is no ordinary man. The last piece of evidence is this bellboy's uniform. Is that a uniform from the Gatewater Hotel? That is related because he was disguised as a bellboy.
Yeah.
Was that used during the crime? I am almost certain it was. There's even a pair of black leather gloves in one of the pockets. There's no doubt about it. The killer was wearing this on the night of the murder. There's one thing I found interesting about this uniform.
And that is?
There's a button missing on this uniform.
A button?
It's a very unique button. I'm sure if we were to recover it, it would provide us with an interesting clue. That is all I have to present, Your Honor.
It's just as I thought.
And what is that, Your Honor?
I'm sure we were under normal circumstances, these items found from Shelley the Killer's hideout would be very important clues. However, our question is not who did the killing. It is who's the client. Yes, that's correct. And these 3 items do not tell us anything about that. Thank you for your hard work, Ms. Von Karma. You may step down now.
Wait, Your Honor! Please allow me to examine this new evidence.
Overruled. This court already has all the evidence it needs to hand down a verdict.
Dude, we didn't look at the tape!
Wonderful. Absolutely splendid. The judge is such a brilliant man, isn't he?
Is this the end? Phoenix. I knew it. There's no such thing as a miracle in this world, is there? I think you're wrong. I think they do exist. But you have to make that miracle happen. You've come this far. You can't give up now. But no matter how you think about it, it's, do we just not have a VCR here? And a TV?
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Try, for my sake. Just think about it for a second. There are 2 ways out of this situation for us. The first, make a guard wish from the bottom of his soul for a guilty verdict. Huh? The killer will always place his client's wishes first. If Ungard himself wishes to be convicted, then he will let his hostage go. That may be true, but that's asking me to do the impossible. The second way, force the killer to end his contract with Ungard. If the killer were to no longer think of Ungard as his client, then he will let Maya go. Mia, that's even more impossible. Phoenix? He is a man who values his duty towards his client above all else. I know both of these seems like impossible feats at first, but if you could make either one happen, it would truly be a miracle. The bigger problem is, the judge has already said he doesn't need any more evidence. The pieces he was just shown, he's not accepting them. Phoenix, think things through from the other side. Isn't that what has always worked for us? The other side? Wait, you mean to turn things around? Phoenix, the judge said he doesn't need the evidence. If that's the case, then who does need it? The person who needs the evidence. The defense, prosecution, and the judge. We have seen odd pieces of evidence. And that is how we have come to know the truth. But there are people who have not seen them all. And those people do not know the truth. That truth, it may be what will bring the miracle in the end.
There are no objections this time, correct? Now then, I will pronounce my verdict. Why don't we all respectively sit back and listen, kids? I have already told you, Mr. Wright. This court does not need any more evidence.
I am not saying it is us that need the evidence, Your Honor.
Then, what do you want to show the evidence to? That person?
Yes, Your Honor. Please, Your Honor.
Mr. Wright, for you to ask with such passion, I will grant you one chance.
One chance?
Please show your evidence to who you think is the right person. That's impossible! To turn the situation around in one try! One try. That is all I will permit.
If I have to try to remember everything that has happened up to this point. Think, Phoenix, think! There must be a way to save Maya while taking Unguard down at the same time.
Now then, Mr. Wright, let's not waste any more time. Who would you like to show evidence to? Okay.
I want to show to the killer! To Shelly the killer! I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I saw that too.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
I see. And now, tell this court one piece of evidence you'd like to show this person.
Oh man.
I do the videotape. Well, what do you think, Mr. Edgeworth? I think there's some merit in showing this evidence to that witness. Bailiff, please bring in the transceiver from earlier.
Alright, it looks like they got a hold of him. Maya, she's okay, right?
Didn't I tell you to concern yourself with bringing about a speedy end to this trial? Now, if I understand correctly, you wish to show me one piece of evidence.
Yes, one is all I need. I have here a videotape. It was found in your hideout. I heard you injured 3 officers in your attempt to get this back.
That was most regrettable. However, it was an order from my client. I was told to protect that videotape.
I thought so.
And I'm afraid I seem to have failed in that regard.
Do you know what the content of this tape? Do you know the content of this tape?
I was sternly told by my client not to watch it. So I have absolutely no idea.
Actually, you are on this tape.
Me?
There was a video camera hidden at the crime scene. Your actions were being recorded.
What? Is that true? Mr. Wright? Who was it that planted that camera?
Well, the only person who could have placed a camera at the scene of the crime would be your client, naturally.
That was Agent Andrews. Be quiet and listen, Your Honor.
Be quiet and listen, Your Honor.
Yes, sir.
Your client specified a place and time for you, isn't that right?
Yes.
That was so they could film you.
I had no idea. Mr. Wright, why would my clients do such a thing? I would like to know why.
Why did Matt Unguard film the crime scene? The reason why he did is my ticket out of this whole mess. There's only one reason why your client would secretly film the crime scene. They wanted blackmail on you. didn't trust your skills. No, they wanted blackmail on you. Your client once told me something very interesting. We were talking about you, and this is what they said.
But I'm no weakling. I don't believe anyone, least of all assassins. Oh, come now, Mr. Wright. Assassins aren't above blackmail. Yes, that's where the videotape comes in. With that, I can keep him at bay, and even blackmail him if I want.
Your client didn't trust you at all. They were thinking of using this video to blackmail you. What do you have to say to that, Shirley the Killer?
It looks like I was being deceived from the very beginning.
Yes, by a natural. That is the kind of person they are. Your client is a person who only thinks and plots of how to use the people around them to protect themselves from any and all danger that may arise. That is the true nature of your client.
I have one question for the witness. Yes? You told us one thing numerous times during your testimony. You said that you detest traitors most of all. Yes, that's right. But what if your client, if that traitor was your own client? What would you do then? That's obvious. I would break our contract in that case. And then, that client would become my next target. For the honor of the killer name, even if it takes an eternity, I would follow that person to the ends of the earth to exact my punishment. I see. That's all I wanted to know.
So the traitor becomes the killer's next target. I get it. This is how we'll turn this case around.
Mr. Wright.
Yes?
My contract with my client is over as of now. It seems I have a new job on my hands. I will now return you your precious item.
What the? I'm not an item?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, Maya! Way to tell him! Maya, I thought I'd never see you again. Oh, thank goodness.
This trial appears to have come to its conclusion. However, I'm sort of... I don't quite know just what happened there with the clients and the witness and... Miss Von Karma! Where did you... She always has you in her sights.
She's just like, pops out from the freaking stand, was like,
Yeah,
whip!
okay.
Like, shut up, Judge!
Now, I do believe it's time to finally hand down a verdict.
Oh! Mr. Ungard, it looks like somehow you got what you wanted. You have finally received the acquittal you wanted so badly. You should be happy.
But before that, I would like to make one final statement. Sometime in the near future, one very betrayed assassin may appear in front of you. Needless to say, that man is very good at what he does. I'm sure you would understand what I mean if you watch this video. Help me! Now then, Your Honor, the verdict, if you please. Is that alright with you, Mr. Phoenix, right?
We have finally reached the end of a very long battle. Whether he's convicted or acquitted, there's no escape for him now. Go on, Phoenix. Plead whatever way your hearts tell you.
Right, Chief? So, what do you want to do?
I want to plead him guilty!
No, first off, I want to explain. So, the choice you have is plead guilty, he goes to jail.
Or plead him not guilty and he get killed?
He is in jail, waiting, dreading the day when he's released from jail, maybe. Unless he gets the death penalty. And if he's released, he has to face the assassin.
I like that.
Or you could do what I did and plead not guilty. Not only getting the not guilty that On Guard wanted, but immediately releasing him to an uncertain fate with the killer.
If I get him guilty, there may be a chance he won't get out. But I do like him awaiting that day when the killer gets him. But
so do whatever you want. I pled not guilty, but you can do whatever you want.
He'll get jail for life, wouldn't he? But what
Probably.
if the killer breaks in?
Look,
and he'll never know.
This is his next job. He's not taking another job until he finishes this job. So, the killer being a resourceful man, we can create up our own situations on how On Guard gets his comeuppance if he
I want to plead guilty. That way he'll never know. At least with the not guilty, you know he'll be immediately go after. But when he's guilty, he's in jail. He'll never know. Matt On Guard. Even though I am a lawyer, I cannot make your crime disappear. I think guilty verdict is appropriate here.
Me, my wonderful self, guilty.
Even if you got an acquittal, the instant you set foot outside a detention center, your life will be in danger, no matter which way you look at it. You can't run away from your crime anymore.
No! Guilty! 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 As always, it looks like we have uncovered the real truth.
We? I don't remember you helping out much in this.
Mr. Edgeworth, how was Matt On Guard? I have left Miss Von Karma in charge of his incarceration.
AKA he's gonna get a lot of whips wounds.
I'm sure he's getting a full course meal of whip leather right about now.
Oh, I was right.
Yep. Very good. That was a close one, wasn't it, witness?
Yes. I plan to pay my debt to society for my own crimes, Your Honor. This trial was the first time I had stood on the witness stand, and when I did, I already felt hopeless. She must be talking about the time Edward really went after her. I guess she's trying to forgive him for what he did. What? I wouldn't. I would have been like, motherfucker.
How should I put this? Yeah, look, we've seen this.
Still not an illness! But, after that, when I was alone at the detention center, that's the first time I really saw myself in who I am. And today, when the two of you used your combined strength to convict Matt, I felt like I had finally been saved. Wow! This is the first time I've ever seen her smile! I am really happy that you two were in charge of this case. I really don't know how to express how I feel at this moment. This is the first time I felt comfortable with myself, with who I am. I thank you so much, everyone.
It looks like we have resolved everything at last. As for myself, there is still a few things I'm confused about, but everyone seems to be in good spirits. And that is good enough for me. That is all. Court is adjourned.
Wait, I don't see the guilty thing that came across.
Yes, that does not happen.
You were great out there, Phoenix.
What I did out there was right, wasn't it?
This is the first time you've not gotten your client off. You got them a guilty verdict this time. But you have to look past all of that to what's really important. You now realize that there is something more than just getting a not guilty, right?
Yes, I understand now.
Phoenix, think back for a second. Think to the moments before Miss Von Karma arrived with the final pieces of evidence. Think about the incredible decision you had to make.
Now then, Mr. Wright, let's hear the defense's final statements on this matter.
I can't count on the evidence to help me anymore. I have to listen to my own heart. Which should I side with? Should I side with justice, or should I save Maya's life? My client, Matt on guard, is he guilty, or is he not guilty? Those were your choices then. And your answer spoke to what being a lawyer means to you.
Right! Edgeworth! I have good news. Maya is now safe in police custody.
Really? Oh, Pearl! Oh my gosh!
Pearls!
You're telling us the truth, right, Mr. Edgeworth?
Yes, she's quite safe. She's on her way here as we speak, in a patrol car.
Did you give her food? Yeah! Mrs. Maya's safe! You did it! You really did it, Mr. Nick!
How? She punches deceptively hard for a kid.
She just beats the crap out of Phoenix! I believed in you. I kept saying to myself, Mr. Nick will save her. Mr. Nick will save her.
Thanks.
Oh!
What's wrong?
Miss Martin Karma. Oh.
She's behind you. About earlier. Thanks.
Ow! Why are you still smiling, Mr. Phoenix Wright? You lost. Your perfect win record has now been crushed. And yet, you are still happy?
I don't think you'll ever understand, Miss Von Karma.
How dare you?
Don't worry, she may in time. After all, I was like that myself until a year ago. Edgeworth. For my own personal victories, and for guilty verdicts. I used every dirty trick in the book, and so my win record remained spotless. But a man appeared and stood fast against that selfish me. I fought him in my usual manner and tasted my first defeat. I felt like I had lost everything because of that. And then it was my turn to sit in the defendant's chair. And I was saved by that person I called my enemy. I couldn't forgive myself for all that had happened, so I left the prosecutor's office. And I left that note. Prosecutor Miles Edgeworth chooses death.
As well as you should have. A prosecutor who has shamed himself with defeat should crawl into a hole and die.
But that was not what happened. After I left the prosecutor's office, I finally came to realize something. And it was in that moment of clarity that everything began to change.
What foolish nonsense.
We prosecutors used anything we can to attack the defendant. But every time we did so, no matter how desperate the situation, instead of giving in like most people, that man would hold strong with his undying faith. And then, before I knew it, I began to trust in that man as well.
What? You trusted your enemy?
It doesn't matter how many underhanded tricks that a person uses. The truth will always find a way to make itself known. The only thing we can do is fight with knowledge we hold and everything we have, erasing the paradoxes one by one. It's never easy. We claw and scratch every inch, but we always will eventually reach that one single truth. This I promise you.
The truth?
Yes. That is the reason why prosecutors and defense lawyers exist. I'm sure you knew that already, didn't you, right?
No.
Yeah. That's why you couldn't forgive me. This man who went into hiding. Isn't that right? This man who only had his sights set on victory. Who ran away into the night.
Ah! Is Mr. Edward right, Mr. Nick?
You really let me down. When you disappeared, I felt betrayed. The reason I decided to become a lawyer to begin with was because I believed in the things you said to me all those years ago. And you betrayed your own words. That's why 1 year ago, I made up my mind. I decided that the Miles Edgeworth I knew had died. At least, that's what I told myself.
You pathetic fool. Miss Von Karma! I don't want to hear the wretched whimpering of a disgraced loser. A Von Karma is someone who is destined to be perfect. Miles Edgeworth, you are no longer worthy. You are no longer worthy of being a Von Karma. And neither am I. It's over. It's all over.
Francisca threw something on the ground just now. This is an electromagnetic receiver. Wow! Go ahead. No redeeming that one. Isn't that what she used to track Gumshoe before? I'll return this to the precinct later.
Oh, she just took it from the precinct!
There's something else.
Her whip? Ah! Isn't that Miss Von Karma's whip?
I'll never set foot in another courtroom again. I'm sure that's what she's saying by this action. You should keep this, right? Okay.
That's me too! Oh, the whip that whipped me unconscious.
Yeah.
Nick!
Maya!
Yay!
Maya!
Mystic Maya! Mystic Maya! Aww. Oh, Nick! I knew you would come through! You got on guard convicted, just like I knew you would! And on top of that, you even rescued me!
Well, of course I did. You knew I would never desert you. But we sure pressed our luck in this trial. You're really lucky to be standing here.
Whatever, whatever. Look, it's over, okay? Besides, if I did croak, I would just come back and haunt you like a bad ghost through Pearly. Oh my gosh, she would.
She would. Is that really that easy to do something like that?
Thanks a lot, Nick.
Don't mention it. Maya?
Oh, Mr. Edgeworth.
I'm relieved you're alright.
Hey, it looks like you've made some real progress, Mr. Edgeworth.
Well, I suppose I'm a little different from who I was a year ago.
Alright. I think it's time we go out of this depressing place.
At least you had one too in this episode. Huh? Where are we going?
Food, Nick! Food! Grub! Chow! I'm starved! I'm so hungry even you look like a nice juicy burger on a bun to me, Nick.
Yeah, you think I look like a burger? I'm a prime rib at least.
Come with us, Mr. Edgeworth, please?
If you insist. Alright. How about we hit up our usual burger joint?
Don't be silly, Nick.
Huh?
This case messed up that awesome evening and got in the way of my gourmet food. So I decided we had to make it up by having another feast.
Another feast?
Wait, I thought you ate. Come on, Nick. Food!
Hey, pal! Sorry to keep you guys waiting!
He hit his head!
Gumshoe? Are you alright? Yeah, I'm really embarrassed. I didn't think I would hit a telephone pole of all things.
At least it wasn't another car.
Yeah. A telephone pole? Then it wasn't a red light that got him. You did it again, city boy! I felt like my dear old heart was gonna give out on me. I ain't joking. Yeah, I was more excited than the very last episode of The Steel Samurai. Thanks. Now look here, Mr. Snooty Prosecutor. Don't you reckon you bullied Mr. Phoenix right too hard? If you don't start being a lot nicer to him, he just might kick it. Tonight even. I'll keep that in mind. Well, come on now. Everyone gather around. You're gonna get your picture taken by a genuine professional photographer. Looks like Lotta bought herself a new camera. Well, pal, at least we can get this messy case behind us now. Come on now. Tonight's all about eating, so let's go chow down, pal.
Edward's paying. I'm into that, pal. I'm in.
You know, when I think about it, you were the one who saved the day, detective. Huh? Me? You really think so? He's right. If it wasn't for the 3 items you took, I think this trial would have had a very different ending. Ah, well, you know, it's all... Huh? Wait. That's odd. When I ran off with the things from the killer's hideout, I was sure I took 4 things in total, sir.
What? 4?
Yeah, I'm sure I put one of the items in my coat pocket. There was a 4th item? Aw, come on, y'all. It's over. Oh, boy, I'll tell you, you were really sure something else. Between getting accused of murder and getting kidnapped, never a dull moment with you, huh?
Haha, you think?
Why does she look so happy about that?
But being shut away for 2 whole days. Weren't you scared?
Yeah,
it was really scary. I felt so hopeless. So to keep my mind off of things, I drew a picture.
Sounds like you had it rough, gal. So, where's this picture of yours?
Yeah, I want to see it. I want to see Mystic Maya's picture. You know, I don't know where it went. Aw, that's too bad. Well, it's alright. It wasn't anything important anyway.
Ah. Well, it's sure nice to finally see them both smiling again.
Oh, gosh. Did she put it in the coat? Or somewhere else?
What is it, Edgeworth? This thing's picking up something. Ah, that's Miss Karma's receiver. Ugh, thanks to her, I had the most awful experience of my life, sir. I can't believe she stuck a tracking device on me. That's odd. Even though you're standing right here, the tracking device seems to be in a different location. Oh, it's probably busted or something, sir.
Or it was on the coat.
Well, it doesn't matter. I'm afraid it's about time for me to excuse myself. I still have some work to do.
No, follow it. Huh? But Mr. Edgeworth, you haven't even eaten anything yet.
And you've eaten way too much, you glutton. I've had fun tonight. Now, if you'll excuse me. Wait. What? I just wanted to say, thanks, Edgeworth. You really saved me out there. If anyone should be saying thanks, it should be me, right? I feel like words alone aren't enough here. I wonder if there's anything I can give him to express how I feel.
Here, have the... No, you know what? You should have the gun. I mean, what?
What's this? Thank you. It's all thanks for you two. You and her. You don't need to thank me. I was only doing my job.
It looks like Mr. Edgeworth has left, Mr. Nick. Hey, Mystic Maya! Huh? Yes, Pearly? I guess you two can go back to being lovey-dovey, right?
I just stayed out in the front, just out of the blue, just like look, no filter.
You and Mr. Nick, I mean. Pearly! Would you cut it out already? You're embarrassing me!
Anyway. So who's paying for this lovely dinner party?
As if you need to ask. Everyone say thank you to Nick!
Huh? Ah, yeah. I'm kinda out I'm kinda at the point where I can't even buy instant noodles, pal.
That's so sad! Considering that instant noodle could be like less than $1.
Yeah. So I kinda already put your name on the bill.
Oh gosh.
Huh? Huh? Yeah, I got me a situation just like that myself. There's this camera in shop in this hotel, and see, I just bought myself this good old beauty here, and I'd be a better be anyhow for $30,000.
3,000.
Yeah, 3,000. Yeah. Actually, I reckon I bought it for me since it's on your tab and all.
Okay, Lotta, you can go fuck off.
Ha, ha, ha. What? No.
Isn't this great, Mr. Nick? Yeah, Nick.
Why do I suddenly feel like screaming? Aw, you don't need to hold back for now, you hear? Yeah, pal. Time to lay out. This is gonna
It's gonna
be
be the first time I get here to hear you. Go on. It's been a while since I heard you say it. I've been busy being a hostage and all.
Alright then. If you say so. Objection! That is it, guys. That is the
Holy
credits.
crap. Oh, yeah. You really came through for me, Nick. I had to hide that letter, but I knew you'd find it. I really feel like I've been living on the edge lately. I mean, I've escaped death 3 times now. Pretty cool, huh? I feel like a pro. 3.
Yeah. So what'd you think of the game?
It was so good.
This is
I love it.
the last case is one of my favorite episodes of like the entire Ace Attorney series.
Oh, Pearl, I'm so happy that you could save Mystic Maya, Mr. Nick. I'm so happy for the 2 of you. Speaking of, I think this hotel is a popular place for honeymooners. So I sort of made reservations for the 2 of you.
Oh my god.
Just in case.
Pearls, too much.
Oh my gosh. How did they let this little girl do this?
I may have mentioned, but the Big Top Turnabout totally changed my perspective on that case, replaying it. Well, pal, it looks like I'm back on the force again. Mr. Edgeworth had a long talk with the chief, and he got me reinstated for my sake. I hear that he said stuff like letting that one go was bad for all of society. I knew crashing headlong into everything was the only way to live, pal. My god.
Gosh.
So what'd you like about the game?
Everything. I love Pearls, okay?
Pearls
I just
was
love
great.
Pearls. Oh, shoot.
Bird.
Oh, no. I'm Maggie Bird, and retiring this uniform as of today, sir. I'm going to be a waitress from now on. And bring smile and joy to the people who come by the restaurant, sir. I hope you stop by sometime, Mr. Wright. This is really hard to get stuff to say in between these.
I know, right?
But I really enjoyed this game a lot. Barn Karma was... Oh my gosh, but yeah. Oh god!
Yes, you're here to visit a patient? Yes, I'm Dr. Hardy. Oh. Recently, yes, that girl, you know, I haven't seen her around. Yes. But I remember, even if I laid so much of an eye on her, I would go, crack! It doesn't matter, I got whipped though. Yes, yeah. Oh.
Oh god. You are a disgusting human being, and I hope you die. Very soon, but that's not gonna happen.
It's time for us to begin our quest to the World Circus domination, and to let the world know that we are serious about the fabulous flight of Zimbabwe.
Hey Max, do you think Zimbabwe? What do you think Zimbabwe would be like? Do you think they're a castle made of cake and bunnies who can talk?
I think that if there are any talking bunnies, even if they won't laugh at Mo's jokes.
Dear God. Ugh. I really enjoyed that last case, though.
Yeah, that was like by far one of my favorite cases. I'm ready. There's no way for these jokes are gonna fail and fall on deaf ears. I'm gonna be more contemporary with my humor. Mo Curls, represent. I got a new act all worked out to prepare in the Hallelujah chorus. Say something, will you? You're supposed to be starting this off. Get on with it.
I just like how everyone came together in the last case. Even Barn Karma. She like kicks open the doors like, I got evidence.
Yep. What's
this? Drac, it's just an ordinary razor charging on instead. I can't believe this, really. How long do they plan on making me do this?
She's still searching.
Oh, but it's Edgy Poo's idea, so they must have had a deep meeting. But why do I get the feeling they wouldn't forget about me, would they? It was never like this in the old days. I ever thought the world me. They used to call me Queen Windy and treat me like words. They would be mad for her to be made of ordeal. Yes, they would be burned with fire. It's very dangerous because the 300 are returned. Who sing that? Oh, dear gods. That's real bad.
Yeah. Yeah, like the last case is like one of my favorites just because of how unique the case is.
I appreciate everything you and Mr. Edgeworth did for me, from the bottom of my heart. Oh, that's right. I received a letter from Miss Barn Karma. She said that after I get out, I should feel free to consult her about anything at all. I'm really thankful to have met everyone. Wow, Fire Karma really did?
Yeah.
To get together, right? I mean, what?
It has become difficult for me in this country, at least. As such, I will take a short leave of absence. If you would like to request my services, please be sure to visit my homepage. May we both be blessed with our longevity.
Homepage?
Yep, it's got a website, apparently. Thekiller.com.
Well, want to hire your own assassin? Here you go.
There you go, thekiller.com. International Departure Gate, 12. Where are you going? Francisca!
How did you know I was here?
With this.
She got bugged? That's...
I heard you were planning things on a certain planting things on a certain person. Things like tracking devices in his coat, for example.
That's just like you. I only planted it there because he was always wearing it. This filthy drab coat of his, I don't know how it ended up in my luggage, but it's going in the trash, I promise you that.
Oh, that's right. Speaking of that man, he told me something very interesting. When I ran off with the things from the killer's hideout, I was sure I took 4 things total, sir.
4 items?
It seems he put the last one in his coat pocket.
He put it in here? Is it a but? It doesn't matter anymore. The case is already over.
What are you gonna do now?
That's none of your business.
Are you running away?
Shut up. You don't understand a thing. You can't possibly understand what it means to be Manfred von Kamma's daughter.
Francisca.
I knew it. There's gotta be something about him. So many expectations from everyone around me. Expectation I must fulfill. I am expected to win no matter what. And failure? Such a thing is not an option for me. My father was a genius. There's no doubt about that. But me, I'm no genius. I've always known that. But I had to be one. I had to.
You may not be a genius like your father, but you are a prosecutor, and you have been, and always will be.
No, I'm not. Not anymore. I've even thrown away my whip. I've even thrown my whip away.
Speaking of that, Wright gave me this to hold on to. Right. You knew something like this would happen, didn't you? I'm gonna say this again. We prosecutors do not fight for personal honor or pride. I hope you will think deeply about what you should be striking down with that whip.
You haven't changed a bit. You've always said, you've always left me alone and walked on ahead without me. Miles Edgeworth, I've always hated you. And then, finally, my chance to take my revenge on you arrived. If I could win against that man, if I could make Phoenix Wright bow down in defeat, then this girl you left behind would have risen higher than you. That was supposed to be my revenge.
I see.
You know, I can't do it. I can't change who I am. I can't throw away everything I've been into today.
I believe you can. Just like how Adrian Andrews did.
Adrian Andrews?
You were going to her during the trial, right? You were going to use her when going to the trial, weren't you? But you were dependent on your father by using his tactics. Isn't that right? Today, you chased after me after I had left you behind all these years. And that's why we're standing here now, side by side. But I have no intention of stopping. If you say you're gonna quit your walk down the prosecutor's path, then this is where we part ways, Franziska von Karma.
Oh, gods. What? I am Franziska von Karma. Don't think I'm going to walk in your shadow forever. Our battle begins now. So you had better prepare yourself, Miles Edgeworth.
Phoenix Wright. One day, someday, I'm sure we'll meet again in battle. Until then, this last piece of evidence that never made it to you, I'll take good care of this fourth piece, so I can give it to you when at last we meet again.
I have a feeling Franziska said that.
Yeah, she did. Maya's drawing.
Oh my gosh. She knew that we would help her.
Yeah. Alright guys, that's it. There will be a second little episode. This is, I believe, the only game that had a bad ending.
I don't know. Don't look at me.
I'm just looking for your reaction. Other than a short bonus episode at the end, this is it. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you guys all enjoyed, and we will see you guys in the next game.
Bye.